Frag Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of Frag Radio. And here with you today are your boys Paradius
and Matter of Fact.
So, just fresh off watching the Xbox briefing at Gamescom 2015.
Good show.
Good show. I think E3 was a little bit better as far as surprises go.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But overall, it was definitely a really good show. And considering Xbox is the only major console player at Gamescom this year,
Yeah, it was.
they're not going to have anybody to overshadow them. Sony's not doing a conference. Nintendo's not doing a conference.
Yeah,
So
well, Nintendo.
it's all about Xbox at Gamescom this year.
Yeah.
And they definitely did not disappoint.
No, they didn't.
There was one huge surprise at the end, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they started off with Quantum Break, which, for those who don't know, is the new game from Remedy, the creators of Max Payne, Alan Wake,
Yep.
Big Al, the Wake Meister, one of my
Big Al.
favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I might have preferred a sequel to Alan Wake 2, but from what I've seen of Quantum Break, it will definitely scratch that itch.
Yeah, definitely. I'd
And
say
will
so.
probably be just as good as Alan Wake. The only thing is it won't be the Alan Wake story. But from what they have said in the past, Quantum Break actually takes place in the same universe as Alan Wake.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So there is a possibility that we could see references to Alan Wake in the game.
That'd be nice.
Which would be cool.
That would be cool.
You know, it's a little bit of fan service.
See how they incorporate it all into the
Yeah.
one world.
Maybe you'll be walking through a building and see like one of Wake's books on the table or something.
That'd be cool. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So we saw gameplay before
Mm-hmm.
at last E3.
Yeah.
But didn't see nothing from Quantum Break at this E3.
No.
But they saved it for this one, and a lot more gameplay than what we saw before.
Yeah, a lot. You see a lot more mechanics, with the time powers, different enemies, and all the things you can utilize with those time powers. It was pretty good. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he had that dash ability.
Yeah,
where he could be like in
super
one place.
fast.
It was almost like a teleport. It was so
was,
fast.
yeah. It pretty much should have been. Yeah.
And then there was like that time bubble where he could I don't know if it was like a grenade or if he just pointed and caused it to happen where like one person would just be caught in like a time bubble to where he could move around freely, and then once the time bubble dissipated, he would be in a totally different spot.
Yeah. No, I'm not jocking the game at all, but it was kind of hard to tell sometimes because every time he did like a time event, it's like reality would just like shatter into pieces or ripple on the ground. So it was kind of hard to tell, but eventually you would get the idea of like, all right, well, all these enemies in that certain area are like frozen, like that bomb or whatever.
Right.
But then he had those one enemies that had that backpack on that allowed him to bypass all that.
Yeah, that's the evil corporation that our main character in the game is fighting against. They have the technology that allows them to move even when time stops.
Yeah.
Now, of course, our hero, he doesn't need technology.
Of course
he's just not affected for some reason.
Yeah.
But this technology allows these guys to move through time, but he can nix that by destroying these backpacks that they're wearing, which these backpacks are what allow them to move through time when it's paused.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting because when he dismantled that backpack, I mean, that guy literally fell and then just froze. So it was pretty neat.
Into place.
Yeah.
They had a lot of good voice actors in there and actual people.
Yeah.
The guy from X-Men.
Yeah, played Iceman. And then they also have...
the guy who plays Littlefinger in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
It was really awesome to see him in there.
Yeah. Well, like we were talking about earlier, like I guess that's just going to be like a future trend now. And why not? I mean, it should deliver excellently, especially with that TV show, or the episodes they're coming in with it. So, yeah, that's definitely one to look out for, man.
Quantum Break's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
After Quantum Break was Crackdown 3. Now, before today, it had just been called Crackdown. They hadn't even put the 3 at the end.
Yeah.
So we didn't know if it was going to be called just Crackdown, like a reboot, or if it was going to be called Crackdown something else.
Subtitle,
or actually Crackdown 3. So now we know it's actually a true sequel.
Mm-hmm.
It is Crackdown 3, clearly. And they didn't show a ton of gameplay, but they did show some.
They showed a lot of that multiplayer. The multiplayer footage is what blew me away.
Yeah, there was like a good 10 to 15 guys running around the city together. And the cool thing about this new Crackdown is the destructibility.
Everything. It was like a domino effect when they took one building down, hit another building, then you slowly see that deteriorate. It was cool, man.
It's crazy how you could just use your rocket launcher and then just
blow
demolish
up buildings.
a whole skyscraper.
I mean, this lady on there, this chick character, was just running and gunning, shooting this wall like on a building that was like a skyscraper away, and then slowly just deteriorated. Like the walls would start coming down. So, you know.
And it looks like once the buildings fall, they kind of change the landscape of the area.
Yeah,
you know, based on, I guess, the debris.
Yeah, it's not as smooth. I guess you have to kind of maneuver over like jagged, beams or whatever, which would make it even more. Yeah.
One thing we didn't see was the vehicles.
They showed it. Well, yeah, they didn't really show not actual like gameplay footage, but they showed. Remember when they were show like those guys working on the computers and stuff? They showed like quick little glimpses. And it looks like they're still going to transform and do all the stuff they did in the originals. But yeah, they didn't really show. But they might be saving that for, something else.
Well, I'm guessing Crackdown 3 will probably be late next year. Probably fall, holiday-ish.
That makes sense, yeah.
So we'll probably see more at E3 next year.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They're probably saving the coup de grace for that from the next E3. But Crackdown was definitely looking great. It definitely looked like Crackdown.
It did. Yeah, the art style and everything. And they had that same announcer guy, the orbs. So that'll be fun just to explore that city. Just to go around and start blowing stuff up just to see, like, what's
And they said this is
happen.
supposed to be like a new city, right?
Yeah, it was a new city.
I don't know if they said the name of it.
No, they didn't. But But
they did say that it was a new city. And I know that was a lot of people's complaints about Crackdown 2.
Yeah.
Was that it just felt like Crackdown 1 with some new stuff in it.
Yeah.
It felt more like an expansion. Like most of the orbs were in the same spots they were in Crackdown 1.
But this one seems like way bigger, of course. And plus, remember when they were showing like the crime syndicate? Basically, it had the picture of the map.
And all the crime lords.
Yeah, and like the money launderers. And if you start taking out this, then it would spread. And it was cool. You could see like the foundation of these criminal empires. If you hit them in key spots, they'll slowly start to crumble down or make it easier for you to go take out like a boss or something like that. So that was a cool feature I liked about that. Because before in the original, I feel like, well, I just go do this, kill these guys, and that's it. But now you can kind of strategically strike how you want to take them on, how you want to take them out. So I look forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that Crackdown 3 has the toy box mode.
Yeah, I mean, they should.
With all the cool playground stuff in there.
Yeah, I would hope so.
The glider and the jet boots and all that stuff from Crackdown 2. That was the cool thing about Crackdown 2, even though it was pretty much the same city. Yeah. They added a lot of extra play toys into the game that made it funner to play.
Yeah, so I'm hoping they'll do that on here too. Because, I mean, it would be silly not to with such a big, expansive world that you can literally do just about anything you want in now. I mean, unless they're just going to release it as DLC. Yeah.
Right. So after that was a huge surprise, which was Scalebound. And this was our first time seeing gameplay footage of Scalebound.
Yeah.
And wow.
It was really good.
It looked amazing. I think that was probably my favorite part of Gamescom, of the Gamescom press conference, was seeing the Scalebound footage. A lot of people at this past E3 were really wowed by that Horizon Zero Dawn game from Sony's press conference.
Oh, yeah.
Which it did look cool, I gotta say. But I think this is a game like that.
It's like our answer to it.
That's going to really wow people. They're like, that game right there looks like a reason to buy a console.
Yeah, and with the 4-player co-op, and everybody has their own distinct dragon. That's what I liked about the previews that they showed for, like, your character and that dragon. Look like you have this bond that, it's like, oh, what are you doing? Dicking around, this and that. But when shit hits the fan, I mean, you can command him to go take out, like, those barracks. And, the graphics were good. The gameplay looks like it's something you could easily pick up and play. Well, it's done by Platinum.
Right.
So you got to imagine, combat would probably be... Well, they did Bayonetta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... And it has that kind of cheesy, like... Almost like Japanese American,
and Vanquish too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The soldiers were definitely Japanese looking, like something straight out of Final Fantasy.
They were, weren't they? Yeah. And then you see this guy that I guess they were trying to really portray him hardcore American, because of the phrases he was saying, and right before he gets in a fight, he puts on his headphones and kicks it to some music.
Yeah.
But then after they get rid of those, soldiers, then like a bigger monster.
Yeah, almost it was like another dragon almost, or what?
And the character says, "Oh, I guess you stirring around, woke it up or something."
Yeah.
And then that's when your character like transforms literally into like a full suit of armor, Oh, I guess he's powered up or whatever, and you guys literally go at it, tag team, and to take out that monster. But
that was the really cool thing, was the whole tag team effort, where you could kind of command your dragon around and have him do different things. Like, well, at the very beginning of the demo, when he's fighting the normal guys, there's like these 3, I guess, stations or whatever, like, and as he's fighting them, he's ordering the dragon around to destroy those stations one by one, I guess, so that guys can't keep spawning out of it or whatever.
That's what it seemed like,
and then after that, that's when they went into the battle with that next creature, and the way they were working together, and then he actually transformed into had his own dragon armor.
Yeah, because remember before his whole arm was dragon scaled.
Yeah.
And that was it. So I guess that gives him his power or something. I don't know. I'm sure the story will tell, but.
And then he went up and did that sweet execution at the end.
Yeah. It's really flashy, man. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Scalebound is definitely on the top of my radar. And they also announced that Quantum Break, Crackdown 3, Scalebound, Recore, Sea of Thieves, Gears of War 4, all 2016.
Yeah.
All 2016 games. That's pretty huge.
That is. I mean...
And Sea of Thieves, that new game from Rare, looks crazy.
Yeah, that does look good.
Wow. I mean, that's already a great lineup for 2016.
It is.
And 2016 ain't even here yet.
I know. Yeah, that's a good point.
We're we're a little more than halfway through 2015.
Yeah, anything else they add will just be...
icing on the cake.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah. Definitely looking good. So, after... Then they showed the 4-player co-op, which we talked about in Scalebound. Holiday 2016... And then after that, they talked about the DVR features.
Yeah.
So we've been able to DVR and record gameplay footage for a while. And Xbox One, when it was originally pitched, was as this thing that could work together with your cable box, where you could watch TV through your Xbox. But a lot of people were kind of disappointed because you couldn't DVR cable and record your favorite shows, and so you could rewatch them later like a cable box can.
Yeah.
So they pretty much announced that that's coming to Xbox One, full DVR, where you can DVR both games and TV shows. And also, just like you can stream games to any Windows 10 tablet, PC, laptop, whatever, you'll be able to do that with your TV shows as well. Any TV shows you record on your Xbox One, you can stream to your Windows tablet, PC, laptop, or you could even download that show from the cloud so that you don't have to be on the internet. You could be on a bus or a train somewhere, watching it on your tablet.
Check it out, yeah.
So that definitely sounded pretty cool. And then the Xbox One chat pad, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I've been wanting a chat pad ever since the Xbox One launched.
I know. I remember you talking about it.
I have my 360. I had my chat pad on my 360 controller, and it never came off. Ever. My chat pad was always on my 360 controller. So when Xbox One launched and there was no chat pad, I was like, all right, but, it'll come out soon.
Give me some time.
And then it didn't.
Yeah.
And I was starting to wonder, are they ever going to come out with a chat pad? How have they not done this yet? That is a necessity.
I know, yeah. It's like they finally got the feedback, and they're like, oh, we need to get on this now.
Yeah, I mean, it finally got to the point where I plugged an actual USB keyboard into my Xbox so that I could type messages. Especially if you're playing on a game like Warframe where there's text chat with the players. You need a keyboard. So, wow. Thank God.
And that's what, November it's coming out?
Yeah, I think that is what they said. It'll be coming for this holiday season to be available. October, November area. So I'll definitely be getting one. Can't wait.
I like the idea they have those 2 other buttons. They added it was X1 and X2. Yeah. You can map it so you can record, stream or whatever just with the push of a button.
Yeah.
Because to me,
take that share button on DualShock 4 controller, you piece of... No, I'm just kidding. No,
it's not.
All right, so then after that, they announced that all future games with gold on Xbox 360 will be backwards compatible with Xbox One.
Yeah.
So pretty much, if you have an Xbox One, you're getting 4 free games per month.
I mean, you really don't... It's crazy, isn't it? It makes you wonder, I really don't have to buy games a whole lot anymore, except for the key fact,
4 free games per month, that's crazy.
That is crazy. You're going to need more hard drive space.
Yeah, because with PS Plus, with PlayStation... You get 2 free games on PS3, and you get 2 free games on PS4. But PS4 isn't backwards compatible.
Yeah.
So you're not getting 4 free games for PS4.
No.
You have to have a PS3 and then turn it on and move back and forth between consoles. That is a huge advantage, I think, for Xbox.
I think so. Well, it's about time, and I feel like people have forgotten about how important that is.
Yeah.
I mean, people that drop all this money on, the last generation.
Especially this last generation because it lasted so long.
Yeah, I mean, hundreds of dollars worth of games.
Double of any generation before it, 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years is a long time for a console generation. And in those 8 years, we downloaded, even before, like, they had games on demand with the full retail games, there was the arcade games. And I must have almost 300 arcade games purchased.
And it's good that I like how you don't have to keep going back and forth to different systems. Now you just one stop, turn it on, and just sign in, and you're good.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, streamline, easy.
Good shit right there.
It is.
So then after that was a pretty big announcement that I think you were excited about, which was Killer Instinct Season 3.
Yeah.
Which I've been saying that Killer Instinct Season 3 was definitely going to come.
Yeah.
There have been some people who were saying they didn't think there was going to be a Killer Instinct Season 3.
Well,
because theoretically there couldn't be an Ultimate Edition.
Oh, I see.
Or an Ultra Edition because they've already did Killer Instinct 1 and 2 with the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So they couldn't, put in a Killer Instinct 3 since there never was one.
Yeah.
With an Ultra Edition for Killer Instinct Season 3. So the question remains, will there be an Ultra Edition in addition to the Combo Breaker Edition for Season 3?
Yeah.
And if there is, what will they be able to add into it?
Yeah, that's true.
To entice us to pay that extra $20 for an Ultra Edition.
So I was going to ask. So I bought the edition where it was like $60. You get everything.
Unless they maybe add Killer Instinct Gold from the Rare Replay collection, but even then,
that'd be kind of redundant.
Yeah.
I don't even think it should be on there. Because I haven't played it yet. I'm going to pick it up today though. But I'm sure it probably looks just like it did on 64. A little muddy, a little. So they're better off just sticking with Killer Instinct 2 and just having more characters, which we're going to talk about.
Now, if they took Killer Instinct Gold and did like a remaster, and went through it and redid all the character skins and backgrounds, but it was essentially still the same game, exact same gameplay, exact same modes, exact same roster, exact same everything, but with brand new graphics. You remember how on 360 they did the Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD remix?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where it was the same old game, but it looked brand new again.
Yeah, they literally changed it went from pixelated to almost hand drawn looking anime art.
If they did something like that.
But with Killer Instinct, though, Killer Instinct Gold is essentially just Killer Instinct 2.
Right, but the console version of it.
Yeah, so it'd still be kind of silly, I think, to have that version right next to, what I would think would be the better version of the arcade. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but see, Killer Instinct 2 Killer Instinct Gold had some stuff that the arcade version didn't have. What was it? The cheat where you could play as
Gargos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about stuff like that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. I don't know. As long as they make it worth the money, I'll buy it.
And if they added online play to it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be nice.
So if they did the Street Fighter HD thing treatment to it, where it looked brand new, but it was the same game, and they added online play to it.
Then that'd be worth it.
I think that would be worth it.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially if it's only $20.
Yeah, that's
extra
true.
for the Ultra Edition.
Yeah.
And on top of that, with the Ultra Edition for Season 1 and 2, you didn't just get those two old games. You also got all the extra skins.
Yeah, that's true.
For the characters. So you're getting those in addition. So if you take that into account, you're really only paying $10.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, when you break it down like that. So yeah, I don't know, but
that could be cool.
It would be cool, and I want to see the characters they're going to have for Season 3.
And then, so, speaking of that, they announced there's going to be guest character appearances in Killer Instinct starting today.
Yeah.
With Rash from Battletoads.
Yeah.
And they showed a little bit of gameplay of him there at E3.
Yeah, it was really good looking. He fits right in there.
As soon as the press conference was over, we blew it up Killer Instinct. Sadly, he's not up there yet.
Not yet.
But he'll be up sometime today.
Yeah.
We were hoping to play with him a little bit so we could talk about it more.
Talk about him,
but wow, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
And it makes you wonder what other characters could be seeing guest appearances
in there. We could see Conquer. We could see Banjo-Kazooie. We could see anybody. We would see
Master
Joanna
Chief.
Dark. Yeah.
Joanna Dark would be nice.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
She would fit right in there.
I think she would too, yeah.
Yeah, that I think out of all the other rare characters, she's probably the only other one that would fit in.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, she would, easily, actually.
Banjo-Kazooie would be a little bit too corny.
It'd be kind of goofy.
Even for Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Same thing with Conquer.
It'd be funny though, just to see them in there.
But yeah, Joanna Dark could fit in, and then
And Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus and the Chief.
Yeah.
I could definitely see those two possibilities. And then maybe some characters from some of these new games they've got coming out.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, but
like maybe one of the characters from that Recore game.
True. Yeah. I don't know. We just have to wait and see, really. But they're on the right path.
Yeah.
So.
Looking sweet. Can't wait to play with Rash on Battletoads later today.
Yeah.
You can rest assured we'll be talking more about that on our next episode. So after that, they showed off Bloodstained, which is the spiritual successor to Castlevania. Started out as a Kickstarter thing. Became a huge success on Kickstarter. And so now it's going to be, I think they said cross-buy with Windows 10 and Xbox One. So that's going to be really cool, where if you buy Bloodstained on Windows 10, you already own it on Xbox, and you can play with players from either one, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. Always been a huge Castlevania fan.
Oh, yeah.
Thimbleweed Park. That is the new game from the creators of Maniac Mansion.
Yeah.
Which Maniac Mansion was one of my favorite games back in the day.
God, that's a long time ago.
Just seeing this Tumbleweed game really brought back a lot of memories of Maniac Mansion.
Yeah.
And so, of course, it's a point-and-click adventure, just like Maniac Mansion was. Really reminded me a lot of Maniac Mansion.
I mean, it looks a lot like it. I mean, you could definitely tell it's like...
Pixels so sharp they could poke your eyes out, is what that guy said.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So, yeah, really looking forward to this. Tumbleweed Park looks really cool.
Yeah, that should be good.
And then after that was the We Happy Few, which that was like the Beetlejuice crazy-looking...
I didn't see a whole lot of that one. I was out. I didn't...
That game looks crazy creepy. It's going to be another game from the ID at Xbox indie games. That one looked really cool. They actually showed off a number of indies, and I'm actually only highlighting the ones that stood out to me.
Yeah.
So We Happy Few looked really cool, really crazy, really creepy.
That was,
They had like some nursery rhymes, little girls singing them in the background.
Yeah, it was just disturbing, like little girls singing a nursery rhyme
stuff popping
song.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, these guys wearing these masks trying to stab you.
Yeah, they almost look like twisted versions of the Guy Fawkes mask.
Oh, from
Vendetta.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
They reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
So next up was the new game from Mojang, which was Cobalt.
Oh yeah, Cobalt.
Which is like these little
guys,
short-looking dudes.
Yeah, I don't know what they are exactly.
A Matrix sort of
like
co-op shoot 'em up. Smash Brothers mixed with the Matrix.
Thing. Yeah, it was kind of.
It was crazy
they
weird.
had catchphrase going on there.
Yeah.
Watch out for those ice levels or snow levels, man.
Yeah, snow levels. Whoa!
Sold!
But, obviously not a game of the year or anything, but it looked like it could be pretty cool.
Fun with some friends.
Yeah, definitely could be a fun game to play. And fun's what it's all about, and I think that's what a lot of gamers be forgetting about these days.
For real, yeah.
I think Cobalt definitely looks like it could be fun. And that's going to be exclusive to Xbox One and PC.
Yeah.
So you got that to look forward to. And we all know that Mojang, famous for the creators of Minecraft, obviously it's at least going to be halfway decent.
Yeah.
And then so after that they showed off some Dark Souls 3, which I'm sure we have fans out there who are super excited about that. Me personally don't got a lot to say about it. I'm just going to mention that it was shown.
Yeah. It looked good though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Looked good.
Thumbs up.
Next up that was Homefront.
Wow, that looks really good, man.
That looks crazy.
At first I thought we were watching a video game version of Red Dawn.
Yeah. So this little kid comes on this big stage.
Oh, it's creepy, man.
And there's like all these soldiers in the audience.
Like you can tell this kid is giving the speech against his will.
Yeah, and he's holding like a paper in his hands. Like,
we were so wrong before you got here. You came and showed us the right way.
You Korean guys taking us over. God bless you.
Yeah, it was creepy. Like a total just government takeover.
Yeah, definitely
hit home.
It's right here.
We'll get you.
But so then they showed off something like the co-op, kind of 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
Where you can do like these missions together.
Mm-hmm.
That looked pretty cool. Homefront Revolution definitely looks like it's come a long way.
It has, yeah.
And it's like switched developers a couple times now, so it's had a kind of troubled development.
Now it's Deep Silver, right?
Which left a lot of people worried about it.
But this one looks very promising. At least the campaign, some of the things they showed from the campaign.
Looks like it has the potential to be a lot better than the original.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which I mean, the original wasn't
bad, but
it wasn't great either.
Wasn't the Call of Duty killer they wanted so much back then.
Yeah.
From THQ.
After that was FIFA 16, of course, as usual. The Legends for Ultimate Team will be exclusive to Xbox. Whoop whoop!
Yay!
And then it was Halo 5 time.
Yeah, they showed a lot of Halo 5. Oh, and the
Halo 5 console.
That was really nice looking, man.
Yeah. Obviously, we all knew there was going to be one.
Yeah.
I've been saying that I've been wanting to get another Xbox One for the house.
Yeah.
Possibly to either give the one that I have either to my daughter or put it in the living room.
Yeah.
And so I have a new one for my game room. And I'd like to have one up here in the studio as well, so that we could actually be playing games while we're talking about them. So I think it would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
So I possibly might be picking up this Halo 5 custom bundle. It had a nice paint job on it. From what I hear, it's going to have custom sounds on it too, like Halo sounds.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Sort of like the custom 360 consoles did.
Yeah.
With the Gears of War.
Yeah. Yeah, the little ominous sound, yeah.
So that's going to be pretty sweet. Yeah, and if you're into Halo, you'll be all over that bundle.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn. I'm probably going to wait to decide because I know Gears of War 4 is going to have a console bundle next year.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
And it's probably going to be red with skull on it.
It's just going to be awesome.
Sweet.
It's going to be raw.
So might wait for that, but I might get the Halo console. I don't know.
Oh, that Halo console, man, where the disc goes in,
yeah,
it's just lit up blue.
That was dope.
That was cool. I mean, that thing's going to light up your living room if you have the lights off, you know, like.
Yeah, look dope. Look it up if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
All right, so after that was Just Cause 3, which looked crazy.
That looked really... the best part of that video was when he got on a gas container.
It was like... It was almost like Saints Row-ish, but like without gangs.
It was, but it was like... Oh, I guess, it was like in a third world country or somewhere in South America, whatever.
Yeah, it was like Saints Row mixed with Crackdown off in a third world country somewhere.
Well, yeah, exactly. And like just pandemonium ensues. Like you missed it at the end.
The dude had like a propane tank.
Riding that.
Like, was like riding that jank up into the air while he was shooting.
Yeah.
That was crazy, dude.
It was crazy, man. They did a lot with that game. But you missed it towards the end, but he had a rocket launcher and it was this huge like military like freight plane. Remember like in Grand Theft Auto, like that mission?
Yeah.
And he launches it and then it just boom. I mean, it was really good. Like just everything looks about it can be destroyed in there.
So Just Cause looks like it's going to be on track to be really good.
Yeah.
Which I got to be honest with you, I thought Just Cause 2 was average.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean,
it wasn't something that I would go out and get on launch day.
No, not at all.
It was possibly something I might buy on sale for $10 6 months later.
Yeah. Well, I just got one of those games for gold.
Yeah.
And
but this game looks like a game that might actually be worth picking up on launch day.
Yeah, it's really impressive what they've done, and and I notice a lot of trend now with these games is you get this game, then you get like you buy Just Cause 3, then you get Just Cause 2.
Thanks to that backwards compatibility.
Yeah, so it's like, 2 for 1.
But yeah, so that was the other announcement out of that. If you buy Just Cause 3, you get Just Cause 2 for free to play on your Xbox One along with Just Cause 3. After that, it was Forza 6 time.
Oh, yeah.
Forza 6 looking amazing as usual.
Yeah, those weather effects. I mean, they made a huge emphasis on the rain, which is, I understand. It's
new for Forza.
Yeah, it is. But I wish they saw...
for the motorsport.
Yeah.
It was in Horizon.
Yeah. I just wish, they talked about racing blindfolded at night with nothing but your headlights.
Yeah.
I was hoping they'd show a preview of that, but they didn't, unfortunately. But I can imagine it's probably pretty intense.
Yeah.
Coming up on a corner all of a sudden, and the road literally just turns, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Downshift and doing something.
Yeah.
But the rain looks incredibly good on there.
Yeah, it was definitely like the 3D drops. You could see them on the car rolling off, and
if you're behind a car, you're getting hit by it.
Not like the old days where like rain looked like flat.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah.
And it would just disappear.
It looked like actual rain.
Rain, yeah. They said the puddles on there were all 3D,
Yeah. And they actually went to these tracks right after it had rained in real life and saw where the puddles fell on these tracks.
Yeah. So they could match it up in real life. Yeah. Well, that's just shows you the length they go to nowadays to make games.
Yeah, dedication.
Well, yeah, this ain't no RC
So
program.
Forza Motorsport 6 obviously going to be amazing.
Yeah.
As every other Forza has been.
Yeah.
After that was Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Which is, I've always been a Rainbow Six fan, and this whole Siege thing with the whole new
class-based
thing, where it's more based on teamwork.
Yeah,
and working together. I really like that.
Yeah, and then you also get Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, I believe. Was it?
Rainbow Six Vegas 1, Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Okay, yeah.
With the game.
Yeah,
so
with the game, yeah.
Free. So you're actually getting 3 games for the price of 1.
Yeah.
Great deal.
It is.
And that's only on Xbox, of course, with the backwards compatibility. And then after that was Tomb Raider.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So at E3, they showed us some of the platforming where it was like one of those shit moments where you're like hanging out the side of a cliff. It wasn't all about the combat.
Yeah.
What they showed today at Gamescom was more about the combat.
Yeah.
And the stealth.
Different ways you could take.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, her jumping off that roof and stabbing that dude right in the neck, you're like, oh, man.
That hurt.
Yeah, she's got more brutal.
Yeah.
And, I mean.
Like using objects to throw and like distract people.
Them. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I could definitely see how you could do multiple playthroughs through different areas of the game and
just
probably
get,
see
how
the enemies
out.
react.
Yeah.
But that was looking sweet. And then after Tomb Raider was the last big announcement, which was the holy shit moment.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking for this. Halo Wars 2.
Yeah.
Cue applause. So I really liked Halo Wars, the original.
Yeah, I have nothing against it. I just never played it. I played a little bit of it, I think, and I liked it, but I just never got into the story or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm kind of interested to see how this is, and I might just go online and look up the cutscenes or something, just so I can get caught up. To it.
It was definitely the best RTS I've ever played on consoles.
Oh yeah.
Because traditionally RTSs aren't good unless you're using a mouse and a keyboard.
Yeah, that's true.
And they actually did a really good job of making Halo Wars specifically RTS for consoles.
Yeah.
And it worked out really well. It's a great game, and I'm really excited that they're making the sequel. And it will be coming to an exclusive, not just to Xbox One, but Windows 10 as well. Okay. So PC players who are traditionally where you do play RTS games will be able to experience it as well. And Phil Spencer has been hinting a lot lately that keyboard and mouse support is coming to Xbox One.
Oh.
So it's possible we might be able to play Halo Wars 2 on Xbox One with keyboard and mouse if we choose to.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's evolving. It's just merging as one now.
Yeah, pretty much. Windows 10, whether you're on PC or Xbox, doesn't matter. You're pretty much in the same place.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool, and I think is a huge advantage to Xbox going forward.
I think so, yeah. It's definitely. Especially for people, I mean, there's a lot of PC gamers out there.
Tons of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a great show.
It was.
I would give it 4 frags out of 5.
I'd say so, yeah, easily 4 frags. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, it wasn't any, like, major, oh, my God. I don't know. For me, the biggest thing when I saw Rash and Killer Instinct, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, for me, it was that, and it was Scalebound and Quantum Break.
Yeah, Scalebound. And Quantum Break, that was a good way to open the show up.
Yeah, and Crackdown looked good, too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of good games there, man. They showed a lot of good moments from these games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the show was not disappointing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the reason Scalebound was the best to me was because Quantum Break we had seen before last E3.
Yeah.
So I pretty much already knew what was going on there.
Yeah.
Crackdown, even though we hadn't seen any gameplay from Crackdown 3 yet, Crackdown's Crackdown, and we knew what to expect.
Yeah.
Scalebound, something totally new.
Different and new,
So, yeah. That mixed with the Rash, Battletoads, and other potential guest appearances for Killer Instinct Season 3. Awesome.
Yeah. When is Scalebound coming out?
That's next year, too.
That's next year. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so Gamescom, awesome. Obviously, it's been going on for another couple of days. Any other announcements that happen to come out, we'll talk about those on the next episode. I've had Rare Replay. Rare Replay actually came out today for everybody.
Yeah.
We've had it for a little over a week.
Mm-hmm.
Been working on, got it from Microsoft to do a review. So I'd like to go ahead and do a review here on the show. 30 games.
30 years, 30 games, $30.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It is awesome, yeah.
They picked some really good games.
What's the first game you went to?
Battletoads.
Okay. My man.
Battletoads Arcade, actually.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then the regular Battletoads after Battletoads Arcade.
Yeah.
Then I went to Conquer.
Did you? Yeah.
Then I went to Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Then Nuts and Bolts, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah.
Then Perfect Dark, Zero. Then Perfect Dark. Then Banjo-Tooie. and can't remember where I went from there.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to pick that up today.
I played Viva Pinata at some point as well.
Did you?
But
anyway,
what else? So pretty much when you can tell that a lot of love and passion was put into this collection.
Good.
When you boot it up, because like it's set up like a theater, and like the games take center stage when you play them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And just the menus are so bursting with life.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's broken down into featurettes, the games, and then snapshots. So, of course, the gameplay area is where you go to select which game you want to play.
Yeah.
And they're listed in order that they came out.
Oh, okay, cool.
Starting in like 85.
Yeah.
All the way up to 2000 something.
Yeah.
And it's really cool how they're laid out by the year, and it tells you the exact year it came out underneath the game.
Does it have like a quick little bio, I guess, of every game?
Yes. Well,
when
it not there in that menu. When you choose that game, like if you choose
just open it up.
Battletoads Arcade, it brings it up, and it shows the start menu here, but then next to it's like a little bio saying things about the game.
All right, cool.
And then stuff like that. So
nice. All right.
There's definitely a lot of lore there. And then aside from playing the games, there's the featurette section, which is like the extras.
Yeah.
Where you go, there's one section in there that has like interviews with developers from Rare, talking about this and that game from the collection and how they feel about it personally.
And this is what you were talking about earlier, though. There's a catch, though.
Yeah.
And that catch is?
Yeah. Well, all the stuff in featurettes it's all locked.
Yeah.
And to unlock it, you have to get stamps.
Yeah.
And you get stamps by actually playing the games in the collection.
Yeah.
But also in featurettes, they have Rare Tunes, which is music from different Rare games that actually never got finished or released.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool. And then they have a section for projects that were at one time in development at Rare, but either got canceled or never finished for whatever reason.
Man.
One of them was Cameo 2, which I think deserves to get made.
Yeah.
I really like Cameo Elements of Power. I think they should totally still make Cameo 2.
Okay.
The other one that I think should get made was a game called The Fast and the Furriest, which is like Mario Kart or Sonic All-Stars Racing, but with Rare characters.
Yeah.
Kart Racer with Rare characters. And I just think that would be awesome.
I would be.
And Microsoft could use something like that.
They could, yeah, you're right.
Xbox could use a kart racer of its own.
They don't really have
to
one
compete
right
with
now.
Mario Kart.
At least on Xbox One doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that could be like, that's the thing, man. Like Rare's characters is like, to me, Microsoft's.
Nintendo.
Rare. I mean, it's like now they're like the figureheads.
Right.
Like I think of Killer Instinct, I don't think of Nintendo anymore. I think of Microsoft.
Right.
So it'd be nice that they should have like all their main mascots, like Marcus and Master Chief and Alan Wake or somebody on
mixed
there.
in with all the Rare characters.
Yeah, and just dicking around and throwing stuff at each other. It'd be fun, and the levels would be cool
Alan Wake
too.
in like a bookmobile.
Yeah, you could like call him Barry or something to do something, But yeah, and the levels they could have for all this, lore they have for them, it'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I think that game should totally get made.
Yeah.
Rare, if you're listening, please.
Please do.
Phil Spencer, if you're listening, please. Anybody.
Just drop hints.
Yeah. So there are some other videos talking about the conception of each game, how they came about, why they decided to make them, things like that. So tons of awesome videos, tons of cool content. It's just a shame that it's locked and that you have to get these stamps. So how you get the stamps, there's a section of the game called Snapshots, which takes a game like Battletoads and puts a spin on the difficulty by creating a sort of challenge that you have to beat.
Yeah.
And you have a limited number of lives to beat these challenges.
Man, it's going to be like beat the hover bike level with like, time to spare or something. It's going to be something probably brutal, isn't it?
Some of them are. Yeah. Some of them aren't so bad. Some of them are a little brutal. It varies.
Yeah.
They have single challenges that you can do at your leisure, or they have playlists of challenges. Now, if you choose a playlist, you have to beat the whole playlist in one sitting.
Oh, do you?
There's no saving and coming back later.
All right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You better commit to it. Yeah.
But just the breadth of games. And all of that for $30 is just pretty amazing.
That's what I liked. I love the way they advertise it. 30 years, 30 games, $30. Because I mean, half those games on there are worth $30 alone.
Yeah.
But then you have there's one game on there. I don't know if you played. It's called Saberwolf. I think it was released on Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it in EGM years ago. And I was like, oh, that's rare. But I never played it or anything. But now I want to check that out and see what what it's all about.
Yeah.
But
so the way it's done is the older games are all part of the Rare Replay collection, and even though the 360 games are in the collection per se, like when you go to the menu and you go to where you choose the games, Perfect Dark Zero, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, Kazooie Tooie, all the ones that were on 360, they're there, and you can choose them from that menu and it'll boot it up. You don't have to open up Rare Replay to access the 360 games. It actually installs them on your Xbox One individually as backwards compatibility games. So when you go to My Games and Apps, you'll see Perfect Dark Zero, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie.
Could you delete, say, Nuts and Bolts if you I wasn't a big fan of that game? Or do you have to keep it all on there as one big package?
You could definitely delete it for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if you tried to boot up Rare Replay, would it automatically try to reinstart installing it again?
Oh, yeah, I never think about that.
I never tested that.
Yeah.
But I know that you definitely can delete them.
Okay. That's all right, yeah.
But Rare Replay, 5 frags all day.
All right, yeah.
It's such a great collection for such a great price.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't really go wrong with it. I thought it was crazy that they were doing that many games for that amount of price.
I was a little upset that the cool extras are locked behind the stamps.
Yeah.
And I would have rather had Conquer Live and Reloaded than the old version with Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
But those are minor qualms.
Yeah.
Not enough to detract from a perfect 5 frags. I mean, considering the great price and the sheer number of great games you get with the collection.
The history of it, yeah. Cool.
So, I mean, you personally, what's going to be your first game booting up? Battletoads or?
Oh man, I might actually. I was thinking, man, I might do
Wizards and Warriors.
Wizards and Warriors. I don't know. I might do Killer Instinct Gold, but I'm also thinking about man, what's that one? Blast Zone.
Blast Corps.
Blast Corps. Yeah.
That was another great one.
Yeah. There's a lot. I might just sit there and look at and just be like, I'm just going to go through them all from the very beginning to the end.
They have this theme song for Rare Replay.
Oh, do they?
And all the Rare characters are dancing together as little cardboard paper cutouts at the beginning of the shit. And they're all singing the song together.
Really?
And then it brings you in and it's time for Rare Replay. It brings you into the little start menu or whatever. It's actually pretty funny, but you can definitely get a lot of passion, a lot of love put into it.
Oh, good, yeah. I can't wait to pick it up, man. Yeah.
But yeah, so Rare Replay 5 frags. Last but not least, Warframe, baby! I've still been playing Warframe as I do day after day. Update 17 just released on PC, which means it will hopefully be coming to consoles very soon.
Soon, yeah.
Hopefully within a month. Any longer, and I might die. So, DE, come on, let's get it to console as soon as possible. You got the new Warframe, which is the Yin Yang themed Warframe. Which is you can switch between night and day, and they have different abilities based on which one you currently are. New boss battle.
Yeah.
New utility mods, which are for your movement.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And of course, they got Parkour 2.0. They completely redid the movement in the game, where you can now do double jumps, jump off walls, run along walls. There's no stamina anymore, thank God.
Oh, really?
You don't got to worry about the stamina bar and stamina running out, which is awesome. And so these utility mods are all based around that.
Okay.
And the cool thing is they added a slot specifically for utility mods, so that utility mods don't have to take up a spot in your normal area where you would install mods that would make your character more powerful.
I gotcha. Yeah.
New Syndicate mods, Augment mods, the new Sentient quest line.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, what else? Kubra armor.
Oh.
A new Kubra, which is good for hunting out treasure and special items that you wouldn't be able to find otherwise.
Oh, okay.
All kinds of great stuff. We'll definitely be talking about Warframe a lot more on the next episode.
All right.
I'll be going through. We'll talk about some of the stuff they talked about on the last dev stream. I'd like to go into more depth about that. And it's the star chart. I'm guessing the star chart isn't going to be part of Update 17, but it'll be coming soon after. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that, while also being a little bit worried about what they might do with that. But yeah. So we're also going to be getting the Excalibur rework on consoles very soon. That's already in certification.
Is it? Okay.
Where they took away his super jump ability, which was really stupid. It was pretty much worthless, and they've replaced it with a new ability where Excalibur pulls out the Excalibur sword, which is like an energy sword. You could just wail away with it and go crazy, like you just go ape shit with it. And it also like sends out like waves of slash damage as well, so you can hit people from far away.
Nice.
As well. So tons of cool stuff going on with Warframe. Obviously, we were going to continue talking about it on every episode. I've also been playing Smite.
Oh yeah.
For this past weekend, decided to give it a try. Played it a little bit in the beta a long time ago, but not much. So now that it's out, I've seen a lot of people, my friends, is playing. I'm like, let me give Smite a go again. Yeah. And I actually got really into it.
Yeah.
And ended up playing it for like 2 days straight. So I think Smite is a really awesome game. And it's cool to see a MOBA like that on consoles, like in the same vein as League of Legends and Dota 2. And
that's what made me kind of interested. I was like, oh, we have our own little thing now that we can kind of get together on.
The cool spin about it is that most MOBAs like that, the camera is like a sky view.
Yeah.
Whereas with Smite, it's more like a third-person view behind you,
Yeah.
which I think gives it kind of a different feel. And then since it's Smite and then based on gods from all these different mythos, there's all kinds of cool characters to choose from.
There's a lot of cool, and the design for them are really good too.
And they've got tons of different like off-the-wall skins for them. Like you might be able to make this guy look like Terminator, or the
I didn't know that.
Or this dude look like Apollo, look like a surfer dude, or
that's cool. I didn't know that. Yeah.
What's his face? Ra. Which is like the Egyptian dude or whatever. You can make him look like an American eagle.
Oh, really?
And he's called, and he's called Ra Merca.
Raw America.
And he's got like the eagle head with and he's wearing like a striped American flag shirt.
Oh shit, like an Uncle Sam type. Yeah.
And then there's another one where it's like. It makes this one guy look like Hulk Hogan, and he even does the taunt with the hand or whatever.
Yeah, I want to find that one.
There's all kinds of awesome skins on there.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah,
all kinds of awesome ones. Which it also changes up their voice, their taunts, and it's not just a skin. So it makes it really cool.
It's like a whole new character, basically.
I play as Neith is my favorite god, which is a female, and she has like a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And then there's a Buccaneath theme for her, which makes her like a pirate.
Oh, okay.
And instead of the bow and arrow, she has a pirate gun.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you'll be shooting that instead of arrows.
That's cool.
And she's, I am a pirate, and then she'll say like little pirate stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Talk like while you're playing the game instead of her
cool.
normal language. She's got another one called Doctor Something, where she's like a nurse with a really short skirt, and her bow, her arrow is like a syringe.
Oh God, yeah.
It's just all kinds of cool stuff going on with that game.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
So, like I said, I've been playing it for about a weekend, not long enough to talk too in depth about it. But I definitely plan on playing it some more. I'll try and get in contact with the developers and see if they can maybe help us out. I'd like to do some videos on some of these different skins. And do some more in-depth coverage on it. But that all kind of depends on them. So we'll definitely keep you updated on that. And I'll definitely be playing Warframe this week as well, and checking out Rash on Battletoads.
Yeah.
We're going to be super busy between now and next episode. Tons of stuff to do. But yeah, it's been a great episode.
Yes, it has.
And we will catch y'all next time.
Frag Radio.